Family, this is essentially a second part to that first video I put out where the cowardice white supremacist Ben Shapiro, right along with the second cowardice white supremacist Elon Musk, essentially advocated for the pardoning of cowardice white supremacist Derek Chauvin for the murder of our brother George Floyd. So if you haven't checked out that video, my first video, go check that video out before you tap in with this video. Because I notice when I, bring these hardcore messages of black empowerment, the algorithm tends to want to suppress it. This ain't by coincidence either. And now I know, family, that George Floyd family has accepted compensation for his unjust slaying of our brother. They accepted compensation. So this ain't even really per se too much about our brother George Floyd. This is about being a black chess player and looking at things through a strategic lens, through the microscope, and knowing the ramifications that if we sit on our hands, and if he were to be pardoned, which I don't believe, but if he were to be pardoned, and we as the black community, the black collective, the FBA community sit on our hands and do absolutely nothing. I know the optics and the kind of statement that this will, put out there and spread in the public lexicon, and that is that it's okay to, harm innocent unarmed black people, kill innocent black people, and they won't do a damn thing about it. And that never been okay in my book. So this ain't even really about brother George Floyd per se. It's about knowing and looking at things, through being a black chess player, the lens of, and the magnitude, the kind of optics and statement this will put out there in the public lexicon, because I'm hearing some, black folks, hopping in my comment section like, don't take the bait, brother. This will be used to, strike and put martial law onto us, this, that, or the other. And let's keep this thing all the way real. This is done by some black people, because in all actuality, they're cowardly and afraid to stand on black business, and, FBA business, so they can miss me with that. Some of them black folks that are doing that, they got a cowardice mindset, in all actuality, they're afraid to fight the power and, do war with the real enemy. Truth be told, if you're a black person, we've been in a war, engaged in a war. Whether you know it or not, we've been engaged in a war, if you black, against systematic white supremacy. You can accept it or not, but it is what it is. You got to come to terms with them apples, and it just is what it is. So I for damn sure ain't afraid to, stand on no black FBA business, because I was bred to stand on truth to power and, not wither and sway in my stance and not be cowardly and afraid. So some of them black folks that are running around with this narrative that, don't take the bait, it'll impose martial law on us, this, that, or the other. They can miss me with that, because, I always stood on business, and I ain't afraid to stand on business, because I know that I'm engaged in a war. I've come to terms with that, and that war is against systematic white supremacy. Just my thoughts on the matter. But some of you black folks that's running around with that narrative of, that this, is bait, this will inflict martial law. Now, I don't believe this thing will even happen. I'm just bringing my light and awareness to it. I ain't never been cowardly or afraid to stand on business and speak truth to power. Just my thoughts on the matter. But, we can't, just sit on our hands, just looking at this thing if it were to happen, which I don't believe, because that will have widespread ramifications on the whole black society as a whole. This will put out in the public lexicon that it's okay to harm innocent, unarmed black people, and they'll, sit on their hands and won't do a damn thing about it. And that's never been my stance. I'm very proactive. Peace.